Now at noon, a deadly shooting in the Hollywood district of Northeast Portland. We'll get the latest from investigators coming up in a live press conference. Plus, the government shutdown ended before Thanksgiving, but that doesn't mean traveling over the next week will be worry-free. We'll have more on potential weather problems and issues at the airport for anyone who's heading out for the holiday. And later.
People call them flying rats. I'm like, no, they're sky puppies. They're adorable. They're so sweet.
Sky puppies. Talking about sweet, adorable bats. The Oregon Zoo has 100 of them. We'll get an up-close look coming up in a new Drew at the Zoo. KGW News at noon starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Drew Carney, and we start this afternoon with the breaking news that we've been covering in Northeast Portland, a deadly shooting earlier this morning in the Hollywood district at 42nd and Halsey. Portland police are addressing what happened with the shooting right now in a live press conference. Let's listen in.
And injured. One of them was deceased at the scene. The other was transported to the hospital with injuries that we believe are non-life threatening at this time. Officers kind of secured the scene, started to gather information and determined that the suspect or suspects left the scene before police arrived. So there was no active incident here at the time. It all took place in an upper floor of the parking garage across the way here. So it was not inside any building or any business. They weren't affected by it. The officers secured the scene, and secured the crime scene and called in detectives. So we have Portland Police Homicide Unit detectives here on scene actively investigating this case, as they do in any situation where it's a homicide case. They're actively pursuing leads, interviewing witnesses, gathering evidence, analyzing that evidence, looking for video, and then following up on those leads as quickly as possible. Sometimes in situations like this, these situations are rapidly evolving, and so I know that they're working hard to try to determine what happened. Our ask to the community is if anybody saw anything or has any information about what happened here, to share it with detectives. We have an email address and a phone number that we have set out for tips for homicide cases. So those are on our website, and we sure appreciate any information that anyone can share so we can get justice for the victims in this case.
Was there random or targeted?
So we're looking into whether it was random or targeted. Right now we don't have any confirmed information, but certainly that is one of the concerns, and we want to determine motive in a case, and so that's what we're looking into. We have to be careful though. I mean, we're only a few hours into this, so a lot of information that the detectives believe may not turn out to be accurate later on, and so we want to be careful about what information we put out, and ultimately our goal is to try to make an arrest where appropriate and assist the district attorney's office with the prosecution. And so we want to make sure that information we release at this early stage doesn't negatively impact that process going forward.
Is there a threat to the public or anything like that, especially since the suspect or suspects aren't here?
Yeah, the suspect or suspects left the scene, so we have no reason to think that there's any active articulable threat to the community, but certainly anytime someone is involved in a shooting in our communities, there's a concern that comes into play, but we don't have any reason to alert the community that there's a articulable risk.
Do police believe the two victims knew one another?
That's something we're looking into as well. When that's the first place we start is there any reason that somebody might want to cause harm to these victims? And so that's what they're looking into. I don't have the answer to that right now, but certainly that information will come out as the investigation continues.
I know it's early. Can you share anything about the weapon that was used?
I know it was a shooting, but I don't know what kind of weapon that was used, what kind of gun, or whether it was a handgun or rifle or anything. Those are details that'll come out later on. Because of this is a very densely populated area, we believe there's probably a lot of cameras around, and so we're hoping to be able to gather more evidence and more information as the investigation goes forward.
This is a busy stretch of roadway also. How long do you foresee this block being closed off?
Yeah, that's a good question. We know, this is a very busy neighborhood. A lot of people use Halsey through here, and so us having this closed does impact the community, and we appreciate people's patience. I have not been given an estimated time that we're going to be clearing the scene, but we've been here for several hours, and it really depends on the case and how the progress of the case goes, what determines how long we're going to be here. But we're not leaving imminently, so it'll be a while yet.
This is really a busy.
All right, that's Portland Police giving us the latest information on this morning's deadly shooting in the Hollywood district of Northeast Portland at 42nd and Halsey. This is a story we will continue to cover today in our later newscast. You can also get more information at KGW.com. New here at noon, one person was hurt after a car collided with a commercial train earlier this morning in Beaverton. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue responded to the crash around 9 o'clock at Southwest 142nd and TV Highway. The fire department says the train was moving slow and the driver of the car wasn't seriously hurt. There's no details on how it happened, but TVFNR wants to remind people to always stop, look, and listen. At railroad crossings, they say trains cannot stop quickly, so drivers always have to yield. Quick break from our news headlines here with a live look at downtown Portland from our Wells Fargo Skycam. The weekend just about here for a lot of people, and it could be the start of a long stretch of days off for anyone starting their Thanksgiving break early. Chris McGinnis, lots of details on people's minds as far as the weekend weather goes. What do you have for us?
I've got some dry time and some rain. How about that for your weekend forecast? I'll break that down in more detail in just a little bit, but for now, we're stuck in the low clouds and fog down below. Up top, it's clear. Actually, it's really nice as you get up towards Timberline. So we've got the low clouds that are kind of hanging over the valley. Right now, it's clear at the beach. It's 49, kind of chilly at Lincoln City. And as we go down into the Willamette Valley, it's 42 in Salem. Again, the low clouds have not yet lifted there, and they may not the farther south you go. Even over Vancouver, you can see while the airport is reporting a clear condition, over as we look into North Portland, obviously we still have that overcast. 44 last check at Pearson, 45 in downtown Portland, and you can plainly see on the visible satellite imagery the dense fog that is still impacting portions of the Willamette Valley at this lunchtime hour. Meanwhile, the beach, of course, and portions across central Oregon clearing out. We'll go with some limited clearing this afternoon. Temperatures inching their way up to about 50 or 52 this afternoon. I do think tomorrow's a mostly dry day, but we do have rain in the Sunday forecast. We'll detail that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Chris. A record 82 million Americans are expected to hit the skies or the roads sometime over the next week for Thanksgiving. NBC's Maggie Vespa has more on all those travelers who are hoping things like severe weather and airport issues don't slow their plans down.
The record Thanksgiving rush is on, with 82 million Americans set to travel, many hungry for a holiday feast with loved ones.
I'm going to go visit my brother in Tennessee.
Yeah, I haven't seen my aunt in over 5 years.
31 million passengers set to fly this week. That surge already hitting a snag, with severe storms and flash flooding overnight wreaking havoc in Texas, rain forcing evacuations and cancellations stacking up.
Made it.
More rain farther west, with millions under flood alerts, water rising in parts of California near Los Angeles. More storms are slated for next week, with possible snow set to slam millions farther east. All of it on the heels of the government shutdown that led to widespread flight delays and cancellations, but some good news for travelers. This morning, United, American, Delta, and Southwest Airlines all tell NBC News they're confident they can handle the holiday rush. Same goes for airports nationwide. Officials asking the public to do their part.
Our message is simple: plan ahead and allow extra time.
Advice echoed by industry analysts who say passengers should download their airline's apps, consider rerouting connections around severe weather, and keep a change of clothes just in case.
Tempers may be short, so leave extra time for any hiccups to happen.
Most travelers are expected to hit the roads, with at least 73 million people driving to their Thanksgiving destinations. Best advice for weathering the holiday rush?
Pack your patience. And just be nice.